Hi friends, it's Mrs. McClintock coming to you for our first ever virtual colorfully creative class for college for kids. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about some different art lessons that you could do at home to learn more about color theory. And color theory is basically just studying color and all of the fun ways that you can use it. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. All right, friends, for my first demonstration, we're going to start off with learning our basic colors. We're going to mix a total of 12 colors. So we're starting with 3, we're adding 9 more to those colors. And what I have for my materials right now, I've got a Sharpie, I've got some paint paper, I've got a paint palette. Really any surface that will hold paint will do. And I have my 3 primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue in paint. I'm using tempera paint, but acrylic or gouache or even watercolor can work for this project. And then off screen I have my water cup, a paper towel, and I will be using just a basic paintbrush. Okay, so let's get started. So as you remember, we were talking about color theory, and color theory is the study of colors. So let's get started with our 3 colors that make everything. They are our primary colors. You'll have to forgive me, I'm a lefty, so it takes a second to read what I'm writing. So for our primary colors, you guessed it, we have red. I'm just gonna make little dots for us, red. And clean your brush each time in between, friends. So if you see my arm going off screen, that means that I'm cleaning my brush. There's a little song that one of my friends taught me to sing when we're cleaning our brush. We go dip, dip, tap, tap, little tornado, tap. And that's how we know our brush is nice and clean. Our next color is yellow. Okay. And our last one, over here off screen, what am I doing? Oh, that's right, I'm cleaning my brush, making my little tornado, making sure my brush is clean and ready to go. Okay, and my last one is blue. Now the important thing about primary colors is they are the basis for all of our other colors, okay? So they come from nature, and they can't really be mixed using any other colors unless you're using items from nature. Now those 3 primary colors can be used to make 3 secondary colors. Oop. There we go, secondary. Uneven surface is making my handwriting not great. Sorry, friends. All right, so for our secondary colors, we get those by mixing equal amounts of primary colors. So my first one that I'm going to make is orange. So I'm going to take a big chunk of red. I'm going to put it into a new spot in my paint palette. And the reason I want to put it in a new spot is because I don't want to dirty up my red, because I'm going to need to use it to make other colors. If you're familiar with some color theory, you might know what those other colors are. All right, cleaning my brush. Remember, clean brush each time you dip into your color, and then I'm gonna get about an equal amount of yellow. So I didn't touch my red yet, that's why I grabbed a little bit more, and I'm gonna stir and stir and stir and stir. Oh man, and it's still pretty red. So do I go straight back into my yellow? No, I can hear you all the way at home screaming, no, 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 don't do it, Mrs. McClintock. Don't worry, save the day. Doing my dip, dip, tap, tap little tornado over here. Okay, and I'm grabbing some more yellow. Ooh, yes. Okay, now we're getting a fairly, what we call a true orange. I don't know what it looks like on your screen, but here at my home, it's a very nice orange. So, I'm just gonna paint a little swatch of orange. It's our first secondary color, and that's made by equal parts red and yellow. Now what happens if we mix equal parts yellow and blue? You get green. So we're going to take some yellow, and we're going to put it in a new spot, because we don't want to dirty up our yellow, because we're going to need it for later. I'm cleaning my brush over here. My goodness, my water is getting dirty really fast. I might have to get some new ones after our secondaries. Okay, and then I'm going to get some blue. And remember, we're going to do about equal parts blue. And when we stir it together, just like magic, it's starting to make some green. Now my green's pretty dark, so I'm going to get some more yellow. Do I go straight into the yellow? No, I can hear you screaming all the way at home. Don't do it, Mrs. McClintock. Don't worry, I won't. Everybody can breathe. Just going to add some yellow to it. Cleaning my brush over here. All right. Ooh, now we're getting there. Almost. Color theory takes patience, friends. Not quite there. I need a little bit more. Cleaning my brush. Okay. No, I bet this is gonna be it. Ooh, there we go. Now we're getting some green. I don't know what it looks like on your screen at home, but here in my world, that is a very nice green. Ooh, yes. Okay, now, I bet you're wondering, what happens when we mix red and blue? Well, friends, we are going to get violet, and we're gonna pause for like 2 seconds for Mrs. McClintock to get some more water. Okay, so that's an important concept, friends, is make sure that you're doing okay on the water supply, because if you have dirty water, your colors won't be as beautiful. Okay, so if you remember, red and blue equal parts. I have a nice clean brush. I'm getting some red, putting it in a new area, and I'm cleaning my brush in between because I do not want to muddy up my beautiful blue. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of blue, and I'm mixing them together in equal parts. Now, warning to all the friends trying this at home. Purple or violet, violet is its fancy name, purple's like its nickname, is kind of hard to see in the palette. So you kind of gotta, test it out. And that's okay. If you're like, I'm not really sure, and you haven't practiced, that's okay. Art is about making mistakes. Now, because of the magic of the screen, I'm going to water this down a little bit so that way you can see what I'm seeing. There we go. So there's a nice violet or purple. Okay, now let's get a little fancy up in here and talk about tertiary colors. Yeah, what a fun word to say. Tertiary. In my regular classroom, we do this fun thing where I say tertiary and you say tertiary. So you might be saying that at home, tertiary, tertiary, tertiary. Okay, so tertiary colors. I know, I'm silly. If you've had me as your teacher before, you know I'm kind of silly when I teach because art just makes me so happy. Okay, so my tertiary colors are the ones that are in between my primary and secondary colors. So the first word in your tertiary name is the primary color. So for example, if I mixed red and orange, I would get, that's right, red, orange. So I have some orange mixed over here. So I have a clean brush. He's all pretty. I'm going to take some of my orange and I'm going to put it in a new section. Just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit of, what color do you think? Oh, you guessed it. It's red. Okay, so I'm adding a chunk of red to my orange and ooh, I'm mixing it together. And it's kind of hard to see on the screen, I bet, but if you can trust me, it's a little bit, it's in between that red and that orange. Can you see that? Okay, so now we're going to mix yellow and orange. And remember, we name our primary color first. So that's going to be called, oh yes, you guessed it, yellow-orange. So I have some of this leftover orange here and I have some yellow. So with my clean brush, I'm going to take the very last of my yellow, sorry little friend, and I'm going to mix it. Actually, yeah, right here with this orange. I'm going to mix it over here so you can see it on the screen though, a little bit better. And I'm going to have to refill my yellow, so I'm going to just grab the very last of him. It's getting wild up in here, guys. Go into the middle. Okay, and ooh, This always reminds me of one of my favorite meals, which is macaroni and cheese. It's like a macaroni and cheese color. So that's some yellow orange. Do you see how it's in between the yellow and the orange? Okay, so now I need a little bit more yellow before I forget. Let's refill. For some reason, there's a scientific reason, but we won't get too into it today because we don't want our brains to explode. But we tend to use up more yellow. And the most simple reason that I can tell you is because it's the lightest of the colors. Okay, so now we're going to combine yellow and green. And remember, our primary color is listed first, so that's going to be, you guessed it, yellow-green. Very good. So I have a nice clean brush. I'm taking my yellow, I'm putting it in a new container, and then I'm gonna go grab some green. Oh no! There it goes. And it's gonna make like this lovely lime color. Lime. I like limes, they're yummy. They make things taste better. Okay, so we've got this lovely lime color, yellow-green. Now what happens if you mix blue with green? Remember, we list our primary color first. That's right, friends, it is blue-green. Okay, so I've got my fabulous green over here, and I'm done with my green for this demonstration purpose. So I'm just gonna take some blue and put it over in there to save some space. I have a clean brush. Don't worry, I know there's somebody at home that's stressing about this, that is like a Mrs. McClintock type, that's like, did she wash her brush? Breathe easy, friend. I did. Okay, so mixing some more blue with my green to make, you guessed it, blue-green. And then, again, for a reason that we won't get too deep into today, it's gonna be a little dark on the screen. So I'm just gonna do a little bit, and then I'm gonna add some water to it to lighten it up so you can see it. It has to do with something, for those of you playing along at home that are like, what's the reason? It has to do with something called saturation. And it looks different on the screen, so there you go. Okay, so blue-green, ooh. Okay, fun fact about Mrs. McClintock, blue-green is one of my favorites. Ooh, that's a nice color. Okay, now we're gonna kind of do some jumping around here with our nice neat lines to get our last two tertiary colors. So they are when you combine blue and violet. What do you get? You got it, blue-violet? Okay, so I've got this fabulous violet over here, and I'm going to put some of it into, you guessed it, my very last container on my paint palette. And then I'm going to, with a clean brush, get some blue, stir it in. Oh, it's starting to look good. I'm gonna add just a teensy bit of water to my brush so that way you can see it at home. Here, all right. Ooh, that's a nice blue-violet. Let's get some, ooh, yeah. That's a good, rich color. Okay, now, our very last one is when you combine red and violet. And remember, you list your primary color first, so that would be, you guessed it, red-violet. So I'm all done mixing my colors except for this last one. So with a clean brush, I'm going to grab a hunk of red, big chunk. I'm gonna stir it into my violet because I'm all done with all my other colors. I would not do this if I was needing those other colors for other things. I would be a little bit more picky about where I put my colors, so that way I would have some space. But since I'm just having some fun with color today, I'm making a red-violet. Okay. And that one's gonna be hard to see on the screen as well, so give me just a sec to clean my brush so that way you guys can see it. Ooh, that's a very nice color. It's like the color of roses. Beautiful. Okay, so in review, we have our primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. We have our secondary colors, which are orange, green, and violet, and they're made by mixing equal amounts of primary colors. And then we have our tertiary colors, which you get from combining a primary and a secondary color. So we've got red-orange, yellow-orange, yellow-green, blue-green, blue-violet, and red-violet. Thanks, friends. Hi friends, Mrs. McClintock here with another color theory experiment. So what I have here is I have some basic tissue paper that I've cut into strips, or you can tear it. Tearing is pretty fun. And it's bleeding tissue paper, so that means if it gets wet, the color that's been put into it, called the pigment, is going to run out of it. So I've just kind of laid this dry tissue paper out on my watercolor paper. And really any paint paper is fine, or thick paper. And I have a water cup and a brush and a paper towel just to kind of protect my surface. And let's see what happens when we add water to our tissue paper. Here we go. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it with my fingers. And I was careful and I thought about my color theory and what colors mix well together. And if you're not sure, play around, find out, observe what mixes well together. And I just kind of layered them on top of each other. And it's just plain water. Letting it kind of soak in there. Ooh, I love this color. It's a good color. Blue is one of my favorites. Okay. And some green. And a little bit of yellow. Ooh, it's gonna happen. All right, we're just gonna give that a second to sit. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, ready? Now, there's two options. You can wait for it to completely dry, or you can pull it off in the moment. The longer you wait for it to dry, the more mixing you'll get. And if you want to not get messy fingers, you want to wait for it to dry, because when you peel this off, this is where you get messy stained fingers. So ask an adult before you just start playing with tissue paper, because your adults in your life might not be happy that you have colorful fingers. Okay, ready? Here we go. Maybe. There we go. Oh. Nothing too exciting yet. Ooh. Oh. Oh no, my blue didn't drip. Hold on. It's okay. All hope is not lost. That's my favorite part about art, is you can just kind of have fun. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay. All right, so as you can see, it's making this fun little effect. And if it didn't quite do the effect that you want, you can take your different tissues, kind of almost like a stamping process. And it makes this fabulous kind of fun effect. And what I like to do in my art is I will do this as a background and I'll let it dry, and then I'll start layering whatever it is I want to layer on top of it. So it's a fun little way to make an easy background using color theory. You can see our yellow to yellow orange, our orange to red orange, our red to red violet to blue to blue green, and a teensy bit of yellow green. So I hope you enjoyed this experiment. Okay friends, time for our last demonstration. I have 3 jars of water, just about half full with clear water. They're old jam jars, and I have a few extra off screen here for my mixing purposes. And I also went and bought some just basic food colors from the grocery store. And if you've ever mixed with food coloring before, you might have noticed on the back it says how to mix certain colors. Well, what if you want to make a cake for someone that you love and frost it with a color that's not listed? Well, that's where color theory comes in. So let me show you a few quick things. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to use my, okay, there we go. Also, parents, you might want to have a towel at the ready, just in case. Okay, so I'm going to put in my red food coloring. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Ooh, beautiful. And remember, red, yellow, and blue are our colors that make all the other colors. And I have a brush here just to mix it faster for the sake of time. Okay, so we have red. Now, what happens when I mix red with yellow? That's right, friends, I'm going to get some orange. So I'm going to add a little bit extra yellow. I did 3 drops of red. I'm going to do 4 drops of yellow, maybe a little bit more. To get some lovely orange. Okay. Now how about some yellow? Okay, so I've done 3 drops of yellow. Ooh, very nice. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it. What do you think will happen? Oh, we might just end up getting green. We'll see. I'm gonna start with 1 drop and see what we get. Because remember we talked about saturation? Ooh, that's a really nice green. So blue has, it's a darker color. This is the best way I can explain it. And that darker color kind of absorbs more of that light. So since yellow is so light, it needs less blue. Okay, so now I'm gonna have some blue. What do you think I'm gonna make? Okay, I did 2 drops of blue about. That first drop was a little full. Okay, stir it up a little bit with my paintbrush. Okay, ready? A little bit of red, and what do you think I'm gonna get? Ooh, a very nice violet. Okay. What about our tertiary colors? Like, for example, what if I wanted to make this orange more of like a yellow orange or a red orange? Let's start with red orange. I'm gonna add a little bit more red to this. And we have a red orange. What about yellow orange? I'm gonna set this aside because this is pretty red at this point. And I'm going to make some yellow orange with this new clear jam jar. Okay, so I'm gonna do quite a bit of yellow because remember, yellow is really light, so less light is absorbed. So I did about 4 drops of yellow there. Oh yes, very nice yellow. Okay, and I'm just gonna do like 1 drop of red. See if we can get a yellow orange. Just barely, we might. And a lot of color mixing is experimentation. Ooh, that's a nice orange. It might need just a little bit more yellow though. With yellow orange, you gotta do a lot of yellow. Ooh, yeah. Now we're getting there. I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen, but it's turning out really nice. Okay, let's talk about our greens. Ooh, have a little yellow underneath. That's why we have the towel off screen, huh? Okay, so our green, I want to make it yellow green. What am I going to add to it? Or you guessed it, a lot more yellow. Oh, that's interesting. It looks strange on the screen. Mixing it up. And, don't know if you guys can see, I'm getting a pretty nice yellow-green going on there. Oh, I broke off part of my brush in there. Sorry, little buddy. Okay, so now I've got this yellow-green, and since blue is so intense with food coloring, I'm just gonna add 2 drops of blue. And what do you think I'm gonna get? Blue-green, you're right. It's one of Mrs. McClintock's favorites. And I'm going to have to turn it to the side here so you can see. Can you see the blue-green? Ooh, yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice blue-green. Okay. Thank goodness for the towels off screen. Okay, so now we have this lovely violet. I mean, it's just gorgeous, guys. And let's see if I can adjust my light so you can see it a little bit more. Ooh, yeah, it's just gorgeous. Okay, and we're gonna add some red to it. What do you think is gonna happen, friends? Oh yeah, you guessed it, red violet. A little bit more red. Remember how in our painting demonstration I was like, it's really hard to see. That is why I have saved my extra water cups over here. And I'm just going to thin it out a little bit. This is why we saved it for last in case I spill. There we go. Oh, now you can see it, huh? Yeah, okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of blue to this, and what do you think we're gonna get? You've got it, blue-violet. So this is a great thing to experiment with to help you to apply color to really any part of your life. Oh, that's a very fun blue-violet. Let's pour it into here. And I would like to challenge you this summer to check out how color theory is used in your world. It's all around you, friends. So keep an eye out for it. It's in fashion, it's in food, it's in posters, it's in television, it's in movies, it's everywhere. So color theory is extremely important to life. So there you go. I hope you take care and I hope you have a fabulous summer and I hope to see you soon. Bye, friends.